on at DX Engineering to make a kit available. If you don't want to go out and do the wood uh, part of that construction project, we actually have the fiberglass already pre-cut, and it is a kit. The printed circuit board that houses or holds onto the transformer, we have that in the kit, and you have to build a transformer and solder a resistor. But we supply all the parts. All the hardware is supplied. Everything is there inside the kit. And we also, because the loop, the noise loop is pretty low gain, we actually developed this handheld preamp, and it's very nice. It has two BNC connectors on it, and the handheld preamp creates about 32 dB of gain, and works very well for partnering with the noise loop. So we'll bring up our slides here today. And so here you can see the noise loop. This is a new DX Engineering product. Again, look for the article in March 2021 QST by WD8DSB. And so with this kit, you get the fiberglass spreaders. You also get the fiberglass holder, that black plate that everything mounts on, and then the two printed circuit boards, one that has the resistor and one that holds the transformer. And this product is actually part of, I want to show you on the website. If you go to the dxengineering.com website, you can see here's the Corey W3CDG with the noise loop. And then this is the directive pattern of the noise loop. So let's see. For some reason, let's go back. And there we go. Now we're on the DX Engineering website, and here's Corey W3CDG with the noise loop, and then here's the directive pattern of the noise loop antenna. So the idea is to rotate the loop for the null. That null is very pronounced, and then your noise is exactly 180 degrees away from where the null is. And so the null is will tell you, you can't, it's so broad off the front, but that null is very pronounced, and that's what allows you to find the noise. And so the DX Engineering noise loop, it's available at DX Engineering now. It's about $119, but it comes in a kit, and the kit can be assembled in less than 2 hours, and you have a very good RFI finding piece of gear. So want to make sure that everybody knows about that. And let's go back to the slide deck here. And here we go. Okay, so the flag antenna, the noise loop, covers from 1 to 30 megahertz, and it's 2 feet high and 4 feet wide. So it will fit in the back of a car. We wanted to make sure that it was easy to take in and out. If you're looking for maybe power line noise, this would be a real good piece of gear to have in your noise hunting. And here's that preamp we also sell. This is not covered in the QST article, but the preamp has 30 dB of gain. It also has an AM filter. If you're close to an AM broadcast station and you want to make sure that your receiver does not get overloaded, you can turn on the AM filter. It has attenuators. Also, if the noise becomes so pronounced that you need to attenuate it, you have a 10 dB attenuator and a 20 dB attenuator. So that makes it nice and easy to have this handheld preamp powered by a 9-volt battery. You get a lot of battery life out of this. And I actually have it so I put a piece of Velcro on the fiberglass to mount the preamp. and that works out very well. Another new product, we have just recently redesigned our entire Ballon and feedline choke line, and this is the MaxiCore 20, and this is a very high common mode impedance feedline current choke, and we do have Ballons available for 1-to-1 and 4-to-1, and all of our Ballons work from 160 meters through 6 meters. And here's a nice mounting bracket for our Ballons. This way you can mount them to vertical antenna masts or to Yagi booms. And so all of the hardware, including the nylock nuts, are included here, except for the clamp. You have to decide whether you want a 2-inch clamp or a 3-inch clamp. And so you have to add a clamp to it, but all the other hardware is supplied with these MC20 Ballons mount. And also for going to the high gain antennas, this is the Ballon upgrade kit using the MC20 1-to-1. This is a dual core Ballon, very high common mode impedance, far superior to the high gain BN86. This is the DXE BN86 Ballon upgrade kit. And so you've got the wires to go from the Yagi and the terminal lugs, external tooth lock washers, and the 2 studded band clamps actually go around the boom. And so it can accommodate either a 2-inch model, the 200, or the smaller 1.5-inch booms that High Gain has, and that's the 150 model. We also have added LMR 400 and LMR 600 to our custom cable builder. And so LMR 600 is a very heavy duty cable. It's about 0.6 inches in diameter. And the Times microwave cable is available in UltraFlex and Direct Bury versions. So, and we use the genuine Times microwave connectors, which are meant for this cable. Remember that all LMR 400, LMR 600, LMR 240, or the DX Engineering 400 Max do require you use a connector that where the shields can be crimped. You may not solder the shield. According to the manufacturer, the shields have to be crimped. There are 2 shields that are part of the LMR line of cables and also the DXE 400 Max. There is a braided shield and there is a foil shield, and they must be crimped. The center conductor is can be soldered in the case of a UHF connector, but it is very important that you use the proper connectors for this cable. There's also new product. This is DXE 214. RG214 DXE 214 is a double shielded cable about the size of RG213, but it has 2 silver plated copper shields. And it also has a silver plated stranded copper center. So it's with the 2 shields, it's great for RF isolation and has superior power handling capability. And it's available with PL259 or Type N connectors. And we stock it in popular lengths of 3, 6, 12, 18, and 25 feet. Another DX Engineering product is the DX Engineering thrust bearing. The TB300 is meant for 2-inch masts, and the TB400 is for 3-inch masts. Very heavy duty, and we've improved the bearing race, and we also have stainless steel ball bearings in this thrust bearing. So this is what I use on my towers. They work very, very well. Also, a new product that we introduced lately is the AM broadcast filter from Clifton Labs. You may recall we also sell the Clifton Labs preamps and a buffer amplifier. This particular filter drastically reduces RF signals in the 530 to 1700 kilohertz range, and the attenuation is nearly 70 dB. And this can plug into existing in the NCC2, the RTR2, the RPA, or the DMC, and works very, very well. The AM broadcast filter. Here's a new DX Engineering product. This is a ladder line surge protector, and this works with 600 ohm open wire feeders and also ladder line that is 450 or 300 ohms. This includes gas discharge tubes, capacitors, resistors to help bleed off static from your open wire fed wire antennas, and works very well, very popular, and also has a ground stud for connection to the ground rod. We were asked to have a high strength mast that could be used to support vertical antennas. So this is 5 feet 4 inches long. So it's great to put in concrete. It's 2 inches in outside diameter. It's high strength chromoly steel. And so it can be used with the DX Engineering 43-foot vertical antenna or a Hustler vertical antenna, or the butternut line, which we also manufacture. And it can accommodate the DX Engineering Omni tilt bracket. We've come out with a line of terminators for 50 ohms and also 75 ohms. The 75 ohm terminators use F-male connectors. And this is for receive devices, splitters, operational testing with feed lines, but nice 50 ohm, very small dummy loads, BNC connector male. Also, a new product for us is the Yaesu rotator cable that is pre-assembled. So the connectors are already soldered on the cable. And that way you don't, some of these connectors are pretty tough to solder all the, strip it and then also get the wires to go onto the connector. So everything is done. We have it available in several popular lengths, and this is all compatible with current Yaesu rotators. We redesigned the AVA whip antenna. Used to be it was 108 inches long in a single piece, and UPS and FedEx are charging extra for very long pieces. So now the package length is 36 inches, and the whip antenna just has to be field assembled, but it is a replacement whip for the ARAV-A. And so the retrofit kit is the -R. And so operationally, there's no change to the performance of the AVA, but it's just less cost to get it shipped. This high visibility antenna wire is very popular with the Summits on the Air and Parks on the Air. So you can see if you're throwing up a wire for temporary operation, so you can see where it is. We have it available in 14 AWG and also number 26 in 3 different colors, and available in 150, 250, and 500 feet lengths. We also have stealth antenna wire. This is black and it's 26 AWG, so it's small, but it is very strong and it's hard to see. So if you live in an area where you don't want people to see your antenna, this is the wire for you. Can be used on end feds, it can be used on center fed dipoles, and is very popular with the backpacking camping crowd, and available in 3 popular lengths. DIN connectors are becoming more prevalent in the amateur radio circles. So if somebody needs to go from a DIN male to a UHF female, we do have that adapter in stock. And so this has been very popular as DIN connectors are used more and more. We just introduced a new line of turnbuckles for your guy wire. This can be used with Philly strand or can be used with EHS steel. These are heavy duty cast metal turnbuckles. And these particular ones are eye and jaw. We also will be introducing jaw and jaw. And so we have 4 different sizes in stock at DX Engineering, heavy duty galvanized turnbuckles. Here's the new product from Unified Microsystems that DX Engineering is carrying. This is the BevFlex receiving system. And it is a reversible beverage, and it can be configured as a reversible beverage, an EWE, a flag, or a VE3DO loop. But everything that you need is in the Unified Microsystems BevFlex system. You can see the switch box for forward direction and reverse direction. There's another product we support, low band systems. We're an exclusive supplier in North America, and they just came out with the trusty old low pass filter. And so you can use full power, 1.8 to 54 megahertz, and it is less than 0.15 dB of insertion loss. So if you're having trouble interfering with over-the-air TV, this is the filter for you. Another new product that is really cool is the Rig Expert Stick 230. It's very compact. It produces 0.1 milliwatts to measure SWR, return loss, complex impedance, has Bluetooth capability, and the frequency range is 100 kilohertz to 230 megahertz. Very nice antenna analyzer. Geochron just released their new 4K Atlas, and so that is a stock item at DX Engineering. It's a more powerful hardware platform, has more Wi-Fi functionality, and of course you feed this into any HDMI capable high definition TV set for a beautiful display of where the sun is, sunrise, sunset, and many map sets, including an amateur radio map set showing the prefixes of the countries as well as the CQ zones. Another exciting new DX Engineering product is the Phonema Oscar speaker, which is a spherical design. It is meant to be installed overhead, and the audio that comes out of this is just phenomenal. It's a 57-degree beam, but it actually sounds like sound from the sky, and it's a beautiful sounding new speaker. Also, this is the new Mat Tuner, capable of handling 5 to 1500 ohms at up to 120 watts, and on the HF bands, and up to 100 watts on 6 meters. And we have several versions to interface to ICOM, Yaesu, and Kenwood radios. Also, this is a very, very small antenna called the Compactenna. It can operate on 7 bands on 40 meters, 20, 10, 6, 2, and 1.25 meters and 70 centimeters. It's 46 inches tall, handles 100 watts. You're not going to get full-size performance out of this, but in some cases, this is better than no antenna at all. So there are laws of physics, and Dr. Jack has done a great job at designing this. And for some people, this is a game changer where they couldn't get on the air before, they can get on the air with the Compactenna. So that is my slide deck. I did want to show you a couple of things. I have one of the DX Engineering thrust bearings here. This is the 2-inch bearing, and you can see just how smooth it is. It's very smooth, sounds great, and is a really super product. We've also added a lot of ferrite here at DX Engineering. So if you have needs to get the RF off of a power cable or off coax, we've got a whole line of ferrite, and you know it's DX Engineering ferrite when you see that it has color codes on the ferrite. We actually have a color code chart for the ferrite at DX Engineering, so that if you put this into your workbox, you know if it's blue, it's number 31. So that's very important, I think, to have the ferrite marked. So, Liz, that is my presentation, and we can go right into questions.
Okay, we have your kit based on the QST cover is a great idea. I hope we see many more of these initiatives.
Okay, yeah, we will. We're definitely looking for other kits to build along with QST articles.
Why is the bore of your thrust bearings tapered?
Bore of the thrust bearings tapered. It's not. It's fits perfectly over a 2-inch or a 3-inch mast, depending upon which thrust bearing.
Please compare and contrast the 43-foot vertical against the step IR vertical.
You know, the step IR vertical allows you to actually vary the vertical length, where the 43-foot vertical is fixed, and you must have a tuner at the bottom of the 43-foot vertical. So for best performance, you want to have the tuner right there. So in some cases, depending upon the band, the 43-foot vertical can have more gain than the step IR. For instance, on 15 and 10 meters, the 43-foot vertical has good gain, but you do have to have the tuner right at the antenna.
How about a dual reading analog watt meter with peak and maybe bar graph readout?
Well, we don't have one yet. You never know. Could happen.
Do you have any plans on opening more stores around the country?
Not at this time. We do have 2 warehouses. We're shipping out of Talmadge, Ohio, and many West Coast customers have noticed that they're getting their DX Engineering products from Sparks, Nevada. And that allows us to have 1-day ground shipping to several West Coast states. You can pick up product in Sparks. You know, curbside is available, and also you can go to the counter, pick up product in Sparks. But there is no store per se in Sparks at this time.
Do you sell any 1.25 transverters for a 100-watt base rig?
You know, we sell over 50,000 different SKUs, but I don't think we have that.
Will your ferrite products remove RF from the VHF band?
Yeah, we do have ferrite that is designed for higher frequency use. And if you go to our ferrite pages on the dxengineering.com website, you can see the mix that is required to use for VHF.
Is the thrust bearing permanently lubricated?
There is no lubricant. It is a stainless steel race and stainless steel ball bearings, so it does not require lubrication.
Are the bearings on the new thrust bearing stainless steel?
Yes.
Have you ever thought of developing a 1.5 to 1 through 54 megahertz, 75 ohm unbalanced to 50 ohm unbalanced for use with cable TV?
You know, we have not, primarily because I feel like the marketplace is not using the 75 ohm CATV hardline as much as they were. There is so much 50 ohm hardline out there now with cellular takedowns and swap outs. So I don't think we're going to be coming out with a 75 to 50 ohm, you know, but you never know. I don't feel like guys are using CATV hardline like they did 30 years ago.
Someone has talked about the tapered bore again. They said they had a 3-inch model used with a 3-inch OD chromatically masked. It's about an eighth larger bore at the top than the bottom.
Well, if it's an eighth larger at the top, maybe it is. I just, it doesn't look like that to me, but it could be.
Can you make a new bearing that is split so you can attach it without taking the mast out on an existing tower installation?
Yeah, that's a little iffy. That's not something that we have on our roadmap currently.
Does DX Engineering build the mat auto tuner, or is this from another builder?
This is from INRAD. So INRAD actually imports the mat tuner, and then we buy it for sale from INRAD.
Any chance you could produce instruction video YouTubes for assembly and setup of your antennas? They have problems with the difficulty of the manual for his OptiBeam 11-5 that he bought from you.
So that's an interesting question. We have not assembled like every OptiBeam that we sell. That would be helpful, and I will see if OptiBeam might want to do a set of videos on the assembly of their antennas.
What antenna do you recommend for on-foot VHF DF work?
So direction finding work on VHF, I would recommend a small Yagi antenna that would either be on 70 centimeters or on 2 meters, and something that you could make a handheld adapter. So 3 elements should be plenty. And MFJ actually has a 3-element beam that works with a receiver that they have mounted on the beam at 136 megahertz.
Is DXE actually manufacturing or selling butternut verticals?
We are actually manufacturing and selling butternut verticals. We bought the butternut line from Venture many years ago.
Is the 160-meter Thunderbolt in stock?
I do not know off the top of my head, but you can check the website. It will show you up to the minute stock availability.
What is the recommended depth for the 5-foot mounting pole you just illustrated?
It varies by location depending upon where the frost line is, but typically about 3 feet.
Are the Yagi antennas at K3LR Superstation homegrown or off the shelf from DXE?
They are homegrown. However, we are getting ready to announce a line of Yagi antenna kits based upon the antennas that are here at K3LR. So watch for those. I expect in the next several months, we'll have those up on the website.
Do your new short vertical antennas require ground plane or counterpose?
The short vertical receive antennas require just one ground rod to work. So one, but that's receive only.
Where's your manufacturing facility?
It is in Talmadge, Ohio.
Do you have a realistic time frame for availability of the new rotator?
We are still in testing with beta sites and also some aggressive testing in the lab on the rotator. It works very nicely, and I'm hopeful that we will have that rotator for sale later this year. We had some improvements that we wanted to make, but I think we're done with the design. I'm very satisfied with the amount of wind load that it'll take. It's a very strong rotator. Will fit in Roan 25 and 45, 55, and we've been using it at DX Engineering for over a year now. So I think we're there, and now it's just to get about doing the manufacturing.
Are the 102-inch full whips still available on pickup only at your site?
No.
How about a 12-volt DC rotator for small beams?
I know those exist. I've seen them, but we do not sell them at this time.
Why is so much of the MFJ equipment not in stock?
Um, Amateur radio is very, very popular. For the last year, during the pandemic, there has been a lot of demand for all amateur radio products, including the MFJ equipment. And then there has been problems getting the raw parts to assemble these units at MFJ and other places. So it's very difficult to get the raw material. Then you have workers that are off sick with COVID and other issues that a year ago we didn't have. So there's been a tremendous growth in amateur radio popularity, and because it's a hobby you can do at home, and so that has created a different demand for it. So we're hopeful that MFJ comes back into stock quickly, but we're trying to tell people what we know is the best instead of just kicking the can down the road. So that's why you will see long lead items or long time lengths on the back order situation with MFJ and others.
Will you have a PC interface on rotator?
The controller that we are recommending for this is Green Heron, and that can be interfaced to a PC.
Recommendations for 1.25 centimeter transceiver for base station use, such as Bridgecom, BCM 220, Alinco, or others.
Boy, I'd have to refer that to you. We have guys on the team that are very versed in 1.25 centimeters, and so, but I'm not one of them. Richard, if you would send that question into dxengineering@dxengineering.com, one of my VHF, UHF experts on the team will answer you.
Is there a 4-direction Betflex 4X receiving antenna?
Yes, there is.
Are parts available for the HF-2V vertical?
Yes, we do have replacement parts available. Let us know what you need and we'll do our best to get them to you.
Any new SDR receivers being explored?
Yes, all the time. I'm always looking for new SDRs to bring on. We do have the DX Patrol and the Red Pitaya, but I'm always looking for new SDRs to bring on.
Someone is exploring the idea of purchasing a small tower to mount next to a 2-story brick building to hold 2 meters, 70 centimeters, and 32 centimeter vertical antennas. Do you have suggestions for specific make model tower that can be mounted onto a brick building with the bottom ground mounted and mounting accessories to mount multiple lightweight VHF and UHF antennas?
And depending upon how many antennas and what the wind loads are, all of those are on the Roan website, which we do refer to. I'm thinking that Roan 25 might work out fine for this, but it depends upon how high you're going and actually what you have to mount the antenna tower to, how tall the building is. So there's a lot of variables, but I'm thinking a Roan 25 tower might be acceptable.
Does the manufacturing that occurs in Talmadge share machine shop facilities with Summit, or do you have dedicated manufacturing facilities?
We have a dedicated manufacturing facility for DX Engineering.
How about the SDR Play SDR?
I don't know about that. Some receivers are not available to us because there's exclusive arrangements. So I can't comment on that right now.
Any portable HF backpack antennas?
I don't think that that we currently stock those. I can't be sure. That's not something that I've looked up, but I don't think we have any HF backpack antennas other than, some wire antennas that can be quickly deployed.
Do you have any show specials on the IC705?
No, there are no show specials on the 705. Sorry.
There was one back in the chat that said, how much power does the 1-to-1 Ballon handle?
It can handle 1,500 watts continuous.
And I believe that is the end of the questions. Oh, another one just came in. Do you offer any type of hazer for Roam 45 or Roam 55 tower?
No, we do not offer the Hazer products for those.
And show special on IC 9700.
Nope, no show specials on the 9700. Sorry. That's a great radio, by the way.
All right. Are there any further questions? They'd like to know that if all your sales and tech people are hams.
Yes, they are. I'm very proud of that. Most all of our manufacturing people are also hams. So, yeah, I'm very proud of that. And our sales team and the manufacturing people, not only are they hams, but they're on the air and they're participating in clubs and emergency preparedness and, running VE sessions. Very proud of that.
How about ELAD products?
Not currently.
Any new upcoming solid state HF amps?
I'm sure that ACOM and Ameritron and others will be introducing new solid state amps, so stay tuned.
Do you carry any of the 9700 frequency drift solution products?
Not at this time.
How do you feel about IC 9700 for weak signal use?
I have not used that radio, but I know others that have and are having very good success for weak signal use with that nice 9700.
And we once again reached the end of the list.
Great. Well, I want to thank everybody for attending today. This was a lot of fun. And if we can help you, please call us at DX Engineering or go to the website, dxengineering.com, for more information. And if you have questions specifically for me, K3LR at k3lr.com. Thank you, Liz.
Thanks, Tim.
Okay. 73, everybody.